Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you the news. This one is going to be a short live stream. I actually do have a video that I was going to bring out, but I wanted to, I guess, get this directly out there first. And again, it's the 8th. This happened, I guess, around the 1st or the 2nd. And I didn't see the video. Didn't see it. There were whispers of the video that people were mentioning or talking about or whatnot or whatever. And here comes today where we are able to see the video directly of what took place and what happened. So in the center of the screen, you'll have Sha'Carri and you'll have her boyfriend, and you'll see Sha'Carri sitting up there pushing a man like he's trying to get away, but she is steadily following him, and then she knocks him directly into that podium or that column. And he's steady, he ain't put his hands on her, he's steady, still trying to get away from the situation, and she is steadily, look at that, look at that. Yo, what is up, Brandon V World? What is up? What is up? What is up? Like the interesting thing to me about this whole instance is quite a few things. Number one, again, as a lot of people have stated before, a lot of guys do not happen to mention, a lot of guys don't happen to call the police, a lot of guys don't report on these things necessarily happening because they don't want to be deemed as weak. They, people don't want to be laughed at, and all the other type of stuff. Hey, Miss Anderson, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? The other thing directly about this video, which is also tough at the same time, is the fact that if at any point in time, if he would have tried to defend himself just by just pushing her back simply, the fields of men that would have came online and trying to become a superhero overnight would have been ridiculous. It would have been instantaneous. Kid you not. And then on top of that, the fields of women that would have been trying to end this young man's career off of the simple fact that he just simply wanted to push her away so that she could stop. Number three is the fact that looking at the whole situation and knowing the fact that this is in a airport, nobody cared. Nobody was like, hey, calm down. Wasn't nobody doing nothing. Everybody saw what was going on. And those are some hard pushes. It wasn't like Sha'Carri was sitting up there just like doing some light pushes. And that girl is short. Sha'Carri is a very short woman. Somebody said I thought she was in the girls. I think that was that was the thing at one point in time. I guess she's bi. I guess, like I said, women can flip this left and right and go over the rainbow, under the rainbow, through the rainbow. It's it's whatever it is going by, day by day. But she did have a girlfriend that was, I think it was a Jamaican runner or something like that. So yeah, she did have a girlfriend at one point, but somehow, some way, this young man ended up being getting with Sha'Carri, and I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he might be regretting that at this moment in time. Because like I said before, there was a live stream that I talked about this before, and the whole thing that some people stated was that the fact that he's trying to protect this and that, and I'm like, I get it. After seeing this video, it's like now I don't get it. Before, I'm like, okay, the way I'm like, all right, maybe it was just like a light push or something. It wasn't like that serious. I mean, it is serious, but it wasn't as what I was able to see. It was almost like she just like knocked him into a whole side of like the building, because they disappeared off screen for a minute, right? And further with the camera, because TMZ got the like the rest of the footage or whatever, it shows them going over into like the TSA line, and she's still messing with him. She's putting like her hand and finger directly like in his face and doing all that other. I'm like, man, I'm like, at this point, the way that I feel about these situations, sometimes, like I said, and this is as a guy that has really championed for Sha'Carri, especially during a time when the media and everybody else, the world, basically wanted her to fail, and all of those other types of things, putting content out there, speaking positive directly about the young woman. And like I said, I was ecstatic when she was out here winning. Ecstatic, because she was proving a lot of doubters wrong. But then it gets to a point where people do stuff like this, and it's like, I got nothing. I got nothing. Um, I get the fact that he is a young black man, and a lot of people would sit up there and say that, oh, black men, no matter what happens, black men need to sit up there and protect black women and da 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 da. Sometimes dealing with this situation here, dealing with the video footage that I'm able to see, sometimes people got to lose in order to straighten up. In order to get better, sometimes you got to let people go. You got to let people sit up there and figure it out themselves. Like, that's crazy. That is 100% crazy. Good Lord. Man, oh man. Jesus. Let me see. Somebody said, money in America, let them try that in Nigeria. You said you can't proclaim that you're a victim and be a strong black man at the same time. Israelite said he was scared to defend himself. Um, the way that I sit up there and look at it, he was probably raised not to hit women. And the reason I say that is because I was raised the exact same way. Now, it became a little bit different once my mom realized that how she was raising me was not how everybody else was raising their daughters. And then she was like, you know what, we're going to have to pull back on this. If they put their hands on you, you got the right to defend yourself. And if any of those mothers have a problem with what it is, tell them to come see me. None of those women came to see my mom. All of that literally stopped overnight. So, as a black man that has never put his hands directly on a woman, I'm looking at how he's moving and how he's trying to get away from, the situation, on top of the fact that not even just that, he's more than likely also very much embarrassed of the situation for the both of them, that she's acting this way in public. And this is probably not the first time that she's done this. She might have also done this in private as well too. And this is something that has been talked about by way of men, highlighting these situations where it is that in a lot of instances where altercations, DV or IPV, interpersonal violence, basically takes place, a lot of the times you'll have women that will start up these types of things, as you can clearly see directly with Sha'Carri, how she is snatching. I didn't even notice that the first time. Let me roll that back real quick. Did she pull on this man? Hold on. So he walked away from her. She's sitting up there. Yeah, like I said before, that's crazy. You sitting up there touching and pulling on this man is as if you got some type of ownership directly of him. Now, I want y'all to know this dude got enough strength to pretty much send her to the next life and the afterlife after that. He got enough strength to sit up there and do it. Like, women don't understand the amount of willpower as a man that you have to have in order not to put hands on a woman that is putting hands on you. Women will never understand that. They'll never understand it because a lot of women out here are used to hitting. A lot of women are used to getting their way and doing a variety of things that they just should not be doing because a lot of things go left unchecked. A lot of families out here, including the men in those families, are not raising their sisters, are not raising their daughters and their nieces to, like, yo, if you see a man walking away, let him walk away. A lot of them ain't raising them to sit up there and be like, yo, leave a man alone. If the dude is not responding to you, leave him alone. Like I said before, women got to realize, if a guy is trying to find 99 different ways to get away from you and y'all sitting up there bickering and having an argument, let that dude go. He's trying not to haul off and knock you out. He's trying everything. I'm pretty sure this young man was calling on whatever guy that he can call on to restrain whatever is on the inside at this moment in time. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. And the other thing I've also stated before as well too is that a lot of women are not going to understand these things up until they actually have sons go through instances like this, because I get the fact that a lot of women sit up there and say, "Oh, well, you can sit up there and call me, call mom, call the sister, the aunts, and whatnot, or whatever, and we'll sit up there and deal with it." Every man out here don't got a sister. I don't. Every man out here don't got a cousin that's gonna sit up there and pull up and roll up. So he's gonna have to sit up there and try to figure out the best situation for that. And then the other issue with that is, let's say Sha'Carri explains what took place in this situation. I want y'all all to understand that the men in the family are going to ask questions like, did he touch you at any time? Did he sit up there and put hands on you? They'll look at this video and the only thing that they'll care about is if he tried to touch you. At any point in time when you was pushing on him, did he try to respond back? Because for whatever reason, and I'm just gonna no, actually, you know what? I don't even have to pin this just specifically to black men in the black community. I can actually pin this to just men in general. For whatever reason, when it deals with men in general, and it's a woman of their family that they know got a mouth, they know don't know how to act, and she will not just drop it and let something go. They will still body block for a woman like this. They will still go out there and crash out and defend a woman like this. They will still go out here and try to take the life of a man. If she even stated, if Sha'Carri at any point in time told the males in her family that, oh, he sat up there and tried to push me back to get him off him, I want you to know that those men in that family will more than likely try to pull up and try to do something to this young dude. Like, this is the type of stupidity that we have directly out here when it deals with a lot of men directly out here. Like I said, it's stupidity all over the place. Stupidity directly all over the place. But I'm more so, showcasing this because anytime that I happen to, talk about these things and there's not really a video attached to it, I tend to get a lot of people that want to run their mouth and they want to try to, say a lot of things about black men and all this other type of stuff, and oh, we don't know what happened, this. Well, you can clearly see directly what is going on, what is happening. And at no point in time did that young black man put hands directly on Sha'Carri. At no point in time did he try to sit up there and defend himself. Every single instance that you look in this video, he is trying to walk away, and magically she's just there. She's like in Bison, just sitting up there teleporting left, right, up, down, diagonal, ABC. Like it's crazy out here. It makes no type of sense. And like I said before, and the craziest part is the fact that this happened directly in the open and nobody had a response. Nobody cared. But if it was the other way around and her boyfriend was doing this to her, guys in the airport would have stepped up. Somebody half a mile down the airport that didn't know what was going on would have magically zoomed up like the Flash and had his suit on, ready to just sit up there and go. Like I said, it's crazy out here, but a lot of people talk about equality. You have a lot of women out here that like to talk about equality. Like, oh, we want equality. Everything should be equal. Well, how come the situation not equal? How come for the fact that if her boyfriend would have put hands directly on her, he would have lost everything? He might not even be running for the United States. He wouldn't even be, his track and field career would be done. And he's a black man, and everything would be stripped of him. It would be done. He would have an asterisk right by his name. But when the exact same thing that you have, quote unquote, black women talk about all the time when they reference black men and the things that happen in the black community that don't get talked about, when you can see the shoe on the other foot, you don't hear people calling for Sha'Carri to lose gold medals. So you don't hear people talking about that she don't need to be able to represent the United States anymore. You don't hear people talking about she needs to lose sponsorship deals and all this other type of stuff. Nothing. It's pretty much, it's dead silence. And this is why I continuously state that there's not, I don't believe in this whole thing of equality. I don't, because I can point to situations where it's the reverse and the outcry is silence. At this moment in time, how deafening the silence is, you can hear a mouse piss on cotton. That's how deafening the silence is directly on this situation. Because if it was the reverse, I would have been sitting here during the live stream as I am before you, and I would have been saying the exact same things. I would have been saying, like, yo, he should be stripped of his medals. Whatever records that he got, he should automatically lose them. He shouldn't sit up there and be representing the United States. I would be saying a lot of things because there is no place for people to do anything like this. Because the moment in time that you allow stuff like this to slip by, it's going to get worse, and it always gets worse. What is the main thing that they always like to say when it deals with black men doing this? That if he's willing to put his hands on you, then he's also willing to take your life. I look at that and I apply the exact same thing when I see black women do it. I look at that exact same thing that people say, and I apply that to black women. Because for me, I do my best as not to look at people as weak. I do my best, right? And the main thing that a lot of people like to say in the black community is that we are all strong, right? Black women are, strong. They have their strength, and so as well as black men, right? So I look at everybody in a sense on some type of a equal footing. So again, like I said, if people have to sit up there and lose what it is that they've earned, then that just has to be because you're literally up here sacrificing all of your hard work, everything that she done set up here and worked for, everything she done cried about, all the back and forths that she done had in the media. She done finally made it to a point. The Olympics are literally right around the corner. And this is what you decide to sit up there and do. This is how you decide to sit up there and act. And I'm going to take it to another level. Instances like this are going to be a marker for the conversations when people happen to peer in and see black men talking about preferences and all this other. You're going to have those black men use Sha'Carri as a clear-cut example of the angry, aggressive black woman. And they're going to look at her as an example and say, see, this is why black men go towards X, Y, and Z examples of women, because those women are nothing like Sha'Carri, aka this fixture, this quote unquote monolith of black women actions. The main thing that I try to sit up there and tell people is that a lot of these things need to get fixed. There's issues of which black men can sit up there and fix amongst themselves in the black community, dealing with the sons and the other men and the young men and the boys directly out here and the elder men, right? And I apply that exact same thing when it deals with black women. I've done that tons of times. But in a lot of instances, it falls on deaf ears. Too many times to count. It falls on deaf ears. And I've shown videos repeatedly. I'm like, yo, for the black women out there, y'all got to do something about this. Y'all got to start talking to these young black women. Y'all got to start, educating them. You got to really start getting to them, when they're young. You got to really have these conversations. Tell these young girls, just like y'all want us to tell the young men out here, don't put your hands on another person. Don't hit another person. And I agree. If you're a man and you're angry and you're having a conversation with your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend, whatnot, or whatever, walk away. You should not be putting your hands on nobody at all. And this is a man sitting up there saying it. You shouldn't. I never have. I just walked away, or I just shut completely down. Those are my main two options. But when it deals with the women and the young women directly out here, again, these are not conversations that are always broadcasted that you get a chance to sit up there and see and hear and all this. I done seen men on a variety of podcasts advocating and trying to educate men on, like, yo, stop putting hands on women. Stop DV. Stop doing this. Stop. I done seen too many times. We've even seen this directly in the public. I'm talking about within communities and different things of that nature, even by ways of forms of media, in music, in stories, in television shows, in movies. But when it deals with the reverse of people going out there and wanting to, advocate and try to get it through directly to women, it ain't happening. It was about 3 to 4 years ago where a young black girl in a corner store decided that she wanted to start swinging on a white boy. The white boy was already directly in the store. He was in the store already sitting up there. They got some type of familiarity. And again, during the time they were young, this was more than likely just some internet stuff or whatnot or whatever. Dude is in there. One of the girls who was going to sit up there and attack the white boy, her friend was sitting up there already recording. So she sees him basically getting chips. The girl walks directly in, automatically gets in a white boy face. He's trying to basically sit up there and get away. He was like, man, yo, dog, move out my face. Like, move away. Like, this is that. Like, he's not trying to have none of this. He is not trying to be in nothing. And she didn't like his response and the fact that he was trying to get away or ignore or not even trying to entertain a conversation. So what was the next thing that she decided to do? She hauled off and started swinging on him. This dude is literally holding a drink and chips directly in his hand, trying to walk to the counter. She hauls off and starts swinging on somebody that wasn't even trying to fight her. Somebody that wasn't even aggressive, not even an aggressive stance, didn't even label no type of threats directly towards her. While her girl is sitting up there filming. She could have sat up there and intervened and stopped it. There was another girl that came in there, I guess, directly with the girls. She could have sat up there and stopped it. Didn't stop at all. There were also adults directly in that store as well, too. Didn't sit up there and try to stop nothing. Just let it happen. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? He done got swung on enough times. He can sit up there. He can swing on her. I'm not going to feel no type of way. I'm not going to feel no type of way. Because like I said, it comes to a point in time where people have to learn lessons. People have to learn lessons, and nobody is teaching these young girls, nobody is teaching these women out here any type of lessons on keeping their hands directly to themselves. Now, some people may sit up there and look at this as like, well, SEIJIHITO, are you advocating for DV on women, on black women as a black man? I didn't sit up there and say that. All I'm saying is keep your hands directly to yourself. How about that one? Let's not play stupid. Let's not do that. Let's not sit up there and play stupid. I'm simply saying, as a black man, keep your hands directly to yourself. I've said this to young boys sitting up there getting into arguments with other young, keep your hands to yourself. The same exact energy that I give to the young boys, the young men, and the men in general directly out here is the exact same energy I apply directly to women. But for whatever reason, it falls on deaf ears and people happen to get offended when I apply that exact same thing equally, even though people say that they want equality. They want to be viewed as equal and all this. Like I said, I'm all for it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So, which means that if a man out of nowhere decides that he wants to put his hands on a man out here in the streets, whatever happens, happens. The exact same thing you should sit up there and apply directly if a woman decides that she want to roll up here and randomly put her hands directly on a man out here in the streets. Like I said before, if you don't want to be seen or treated as a man, stay directly in a woman's place. That could sit up there and sound as sexist as it wants to be. At this moment in time, it needs to be. So if you got to call me a misogynist, I do not care. When it deals with these arguments, when it deals with these types of things, women, stay directly in your place. Do not go outside of that, because the moment in time that you go outside of that, you're reaching that level of, oh, I think you want the branding of a champion. Instead of saying you want the branding of a man, I like to use champion because a lot of people out here feel like they're champions, right? They feel like they're holding like the title to a belt and all this other type of stuff. So, like I said, a lot of these women out here want to be a champion. They're looking for a brand new challenger, as you would have Officer Haku, aka Brandon V World, saying throughout all the live streams, looking for a brand new challenger. And in a lot of these instances, you're going to meet that man that wants to match that challenge. But then when everything goes left, which it normally does 9 times out of 10, now people want to start falling back and becoming a woman. They want to start crying. Woe is me, tiny violin. Oh, I'm a victim. How could you sit up there and hit me? You're stronger than me. And I don't got no time for that. I don't got no time. Because the main thing I sat up there and told a lot of women before, you got 2 choices. You can decide to be Lois Lane, or you can be Wonder Woman. You can decide to be Wonder Woman, or you can choose to be Lois Lane. Pick one. You ain't gonna be both. You ain't gonna be both. Because I can't give you times where Wonder Woman is sitting up there asking the Justice League, like, yo, Justice League, I need your help. Nah. Wonder Woman is the Amazon. Themyscira. She is the daughter of a god. She ain't sitting up there. She is going down fighting tooth and nail. It don't matter how bruised, battered she is. She is fighting that solo dolo. It can be 1 versus 100, and she is in there deep. She's going to take as many as she can directly with her. Lois Lane, on the other hand, oh, wait a minute. Lex is here? Oh, who's that? Metallo? Let me get my watch real quick. Superman, help. Superman. It's a bird. It's a plane. Right? Like I said, you got 2 choices. You got 2 choices. But for whatever reason, we're living in a point in time where a lot of women want to, they want to have a gray area. They want to just be able to do both. And then just fall back easy with no type of recourse, with not with no responsibilities. I'm like, no, we don't got no time for that. Men can't do that. We can't do that. We're not doing that. I'm sorry. Like I said, I do not advocate for that type of nonsense. I do not go for that at all. Like I said, the same way that I sat up there and said that I'm sick and tired of seeing videos where you got men in the community putting their hands directly on women, is the exact same thing I sit up there and state when I see women doing it. It's crazy to it's crazy to say that you're a victim, but then at the same time, y'all out here also putting hands on men. If your boyfriend or your husband or whatnot is trying to walk away from an argument, you're getting in his face. Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? For the women out there. And I know that there's probably a few just sitting in the background silent. I just need you to ask yourself, at the points and times in your life, it don't matter if you was a teenager. I'm not trying to hear the whole thing of like you're young and dumb and emotional, because you're the exact same person that you were then right now as a 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old woman. At the point in time of you having a boyfriend, a fiance, or a husband, if he's trying to walk away, why are you trying to stop him? Why are you getting directly in his face? If you're having an argument and it's basically one-sided because your husband, boyfriend, or whatnot or whatever is shut down and he don't feel like talking, because if he does, it's going to end up getting worse. Why are you in his face trying to antagonize him? Why are you putting hands on him? Why are you putting your finger directly in his face and his forehead and pushing his head back? Why are you doing that? And I hate to sit up there and say it like this, but I'm like, are you looking to get knocked out? Or are you trying to get knocked out? Are you trying to get slapped? Like I'm like I said, I have to say things a certain type of way because obviously people don't understand. Because let me put it into a perspective. If I, as a grown adult male, decided that I was in an argument with another male, first of all, where tensions are already high, because women don't understand this. Tensions, when 2 men basically get into an argument, it can go one of 2 ways. Either somebody's fighting or somebody is inevitably going to die. Those are pretty much the main 2 ways that this always goes. If you don't believe me, go look at all of the wars. Look at all the wars around the world, and look at how that's gone. If it's an argument, then we fighting. If we ain't fighting and there's an argument, then somebody's going to be dying. That's usually how it goes. Women don't understand this because they don't come from that life. They don't grow up in that realm, in that world. Y'all can sit up there and argue with whoever it is that y'all want to sit up there and argue with, and it can just be that. You can just sit up there and walk away and all this other type of stuff, and they just got to hold it. It don't work like that with men. If I decide to do that, it's already over. We already made it to the 50. As soon as I open my mouth, we already at the 50% mark. Probably already at 75. That's dire. If you don't believe me, go look at a lot of videos on WorldStar. Go look at a lot of videos on X when you see 2 black men arguing. What's the next thing that happens? Somebody swinging. If they ain't swinging, somebody pulling out a weapon. Ba 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 ba. Those are the only 2 options. So I'm going to just repeat myself again as somebody who understands what all of this is. If you're a woman, and I don't care how emotional you are, if your guy has either shut down or he's trying to walk away from the situation, why are you still in his face? Why are you still in his presence? He don't want to talk. It ain't nothing to sit up there and say. If you stay there long enough and you try to antagonize this man, something is going to happen, and you know what's going to happen. And it's not going to work out for you. So, like I said, I need the women directly out here. I need y'all to sit up there with, like I said, I don't care how unstable you are as a creature. You already know this. Don't do this in front of what you would consider a dragon, because I can't use terminology bear, because women sat up there and said, I'd rather choose the bear versus the man, right? So don't poke and prod a dragon. Don't do that. Dragons breathe fire, flames, turn things into ashes, and once it goes into ashes, it's not rising back up like a phoenix. So don't sit up there and do that. Have common sense. Isn't the whole main thing that a lot of people have stated over time is that what, women are from Venus, men are from Mars, that women mature faster than boys, women are more mature than men, and all this other. Like I said, I don't see it, especially when it deals with an argument. All that maturity just goes directly to the wayside, and then I'm starting to look at little girls just flailing around, trying to poke and prod, just trying to say, just taking low blows. Y'all, like I said, for the women out there, y'all got some slick mouths. Y'all got some real slick mouths that can deatomize. Like I said, men can have conversations and we can sit up there and say stuff, but we know what areas not to sit up there and go to. When it deals with women, for whatever reason, y'all just did not get a manual when it deals with your mouth and how it is that it runs. Because I can promise you, looking at this conversation, Sha'Carri was sitting up there saying some stuff. Looking at his body language, he was like, man, whatever, just get out of my face. Like, yo, man, come on, move. I ain't even trying to do this. He got all of that going on. Trust me, I know it because I've been there. When you ain't trying to sit up there and deal with somebody else, when you ain't trying to sit up there and hear their mouth, when you're not even trying to be around them. But it's hard to get away because they magically always pop up. You want to go out the front door and magically they show up and try to block you out the front door. What is wrong with you? Why? So then if I decide that I want to sit up there and take my hands and just, whoosh you directly out of the way of the door, magically I'm the bad guy. And I'm going to have like 9 of your male family members, probably several of which have already done a stint in jail or prison, trying to magically come for me and catch a body. For what? For what? Because I'm trying to get out of the door? Because I don't want to do something far worse? I don't want to actually put my hands on somebody? Which is something that technically they're asking for. Like I said before, y'all got to understand, men are not at the point in time like we're about to jump out the window like Batman and go see Commissioner Gordon because the bat signal is going up on the roof. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like, it's already enough that people think that black men out here are superheroes. We're not sitting up there about to try to like lift the bottom basement of the house just to sit up there and get away from. We don't have superpowers like that. We can't do that. And even if we did, we're not going to ruin a very great house just to get away from you. We're not doing that. Like I said, all I'm sitting up there saying is like, yo, I need a lot of women to sit up there and get themselves right. I need a lot of women to sit up there and get themselves right. Just get yourselves right, man. Like, it's crazy. I love comments like this. I love it. It's like, oh, why are you glazing men and bashing women? If you're gay, just say that. I just want, as a case in point, I want everybody to just be able to witness this. The moment in time that you got men basically speaking, or a man basically speaking on something, and obviously I'm guessing this is a woman. I'm not sure. I can't even tell by the picture. I don't know. But the moment in time that men start talking, let me just space this back about just a little bit. The moment in time that black men speak on something that is an issue of something that should be corrected for the safety of everybody, that's the first go-to that people like to use. That's the first go-to. People always want to sit up there and say like, "Oh, you got to be gay." So just in case, if people didn't sit up there and believe me when I sat up there and told you that this is this type of stuff that black men got to sit up there and deal with a first go-to that out of people's mouths, whatever, they can say anything else in the world. Oh, you must be gay since you're sitting up there, talking about this. What? What? You where do you where are we even how and the craziest part is, right? Knowing the fact that I've stated before, I'm straight, right? Women like this will be the main ones to sit up there and try to leverage the terminology of being homosexual or gay as a negative. But then these are the same people that turn around and say that they are advocate for the LGBTQIA plus community. These will be the same ones that sit up there and say that they are advocates for the trans community and that they love the trans community because they got friends and family directly out there. Matter of fact, they probably even go to parades. But yet, when it deals with a man sitting up there talking about the things that either he has seen, went through, a combination of both, or even just this video, magically, oh, you're trying to advocate for men and speak in this type of way, you got to be gay. Huh? So I guess if a gay man, so in reverse, I guess you're going to say that if a gay man is talking like this about women, then he has to be straight? Do you understand how stupid that sounds? And I've never heard a woman say that. I done seen gay men talk about women left, up, right, down, triangle, diagonal, circles, any which way. I've never sat up there and seen women like this pull up to the scene, like, oh, if you're gay and you're talking about women like this, you must be straight. You're not even really gay. Like, this is crazy. This is diabolical. And the craziest part is I'm literally saying that DV is bad on both sides. It just should not be happening. This is how unstable a lot of these creatures are. This is how I gotta start talking. Since people want to sit up there and get disrespectful directly up out here, because like I said, people must not know what this platform is. This is how unstable a lot of these creatures are. They sit there in the background, don't even take the time to fully get the context or listen to the video. Probably, maybe they did. Maybe they listened for a greater portion of the live stream, but then they heard just like something there that just really grinded their gears, and then they just hit the automatic nuke option. It's like, he's gay. Like I said before, so much for that wisdom. So much for that quote unquote maturity and that logic just fell directly out the window. Like I said, looking at little girls. That's crazy. That is diabolical. Diabolical, man. Mm, mm, mm. Diabolical. And the other thing is too, I've also done videos talking about DV on both sides, giving stats and everything like that. I've talked about um, people in heterosexual relationships, men and women. I've given stats on both of those demographics. I've even went so far in videos as talked about the stats DV and IPV, both in the gay community when it deals with women and women and men and men. And I've also showcased videos as well too. But like I said, this dummy directly up here would never actually look through content and actually pay attention to any of those videos. These are the people that are the utmost dangerous because they have an emotional imbalance. They don't have the ability to think and see things logically. They can only walk through the world through an emotional lens and react as such. Like I said, that's dangerous. That is a clear-cut danger right there. Diabolical. What was it? Somebody said, I notice a lot of men online attack me when I say I stay to myself, go worry about something that want to be bothered with the man, but instead you worry about women that don't want or like you. I'm a little bit confused. I'm not sure if that was you were just talking or if you're making like a response towards me. Because like I said, I'm not exactly sure directly with that comment there. Um like I said, I'm not sure what areas online you specifically are at or on. I'm guessing you must be talking from posts. Oh, you responded. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Because yeah, I was looking a little bit confused. I'm like, was that to me? I'm like, Yes. Oh, but I did have the other part because I wanted to pair this directly up with the video, right? So let me just play this for y'all real quick so y'all can get a little bit of a further understanding of why it is that I feel this type of way about this.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if like she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have like things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, so do you, like everybody. And I'm the type of guy like I'm in the business of just like extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if like I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like I just look at like situations like this to just like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you could do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And like, and I hate the narrative too of just like, you know what I'm saying, it's so negative. But like I said, it's just like in the state of Seattle, even talking to the cop or whatever, he was just like, it really was nothing I could do. And just like, I understood. But I mean, like I said, it was just a sucky situation, but she's a human being and a great person. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like we've been able to be like really good teammates like all year. And I hate that narrative too because, you know, us coming together, like we're just two like real dominant personalities. And she's, to me, the best female athlete in the world. Like I see it every day. And like, you know, for me in my process, like I just said, like moving training groups, a whole new environment, a whole new, you know what I'm saying, training setup, different than what I've been in the past, like, you know, 10 years in my, you know, track and field career, and transitioning and then still coming back running 9.8 and feeling like I got so much more to give. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my path and that's my journey, and like being so up close and personal with her every day. And like I watched this girl like fall on the track like in February and walk it off like it was, you know what I'm saying, like a cramp, but get back up and have to take like a month and a half of just like rehab and trying to come back and come back. And then 3 weeks later, like have a competition and like, you know what I'm saying, like she just has a lot of things going on and like a lot of emotions and forces going on inside of her that like not only I can understand, but you know nobody can, because she 101 and I'm 101 too. And so I know everything is happening in God's plan, because obviously he's 101. And so that's really the main focus and the thing that I just wanted to say. And I know that like it's been a tough journey for her this year, but she gonna bounce back. And like I said, I see it every day. She's the best female athlete in the world, and she gonna be just fine. She gonna be good, and I'm gonna be good too. So it is what it is.
So we were able to hear that there was no type of accountability at all. At all. I'm pretty sure I got to put her comment directly up there. I'm pretty sure this Ava person, I'm pretty sure she loves this type of stuff where he was not making his girlfriend accountable for anything, responsible for anything. Like again, like I said before, you can clearly see the actions that are taking place, you know, at the bottom of the screen. Talking about it's a sucky situation. Brother, you got pushed all through up and out of that airport, at least that area. Like that's not a sucky situation. That's a bad situation to sit up there and be in. And again, it also shows that more than likely this happens at home. This happens at home. And the other thing that I've talked about before is the fact that a lot of women will know who to do this directly to. When it deals with like the street dudes, the guys that you know they got like 99 bodies directly on them that have actually been in jail and prison because they didn't put hands on each and every one of their girlfriends, they know better than to sit up there and even try to tempt fate. They know better. And you can tell them that directly to their face. You know better than to sit up there and hit me. Those guys will literally sit up there and say that to them. And they'll sit up there and be like, "You're right." Or they'll sit up there and try to run their mouth, but they know that they ain't going to lift a finger to try to touch that dude. But when it deals with guys who don't got bodies, when it deals with guys that ain't drug dealers ripping and running through the street, that ain't done no hard time or even like any type of a stint, even got a record, they will always put their hands on guys like this because they know. They know that them guys ain't going to sit up there and strike them back. They know they ain't gonna sit up there and bury their face directly in the ground. They ain't gonna stump them out. They know it. Like I said before, that's crazy. That's crazy because I can tell you this: if Sha'Carri would have done this to the Jamaican girlfriend that she would have, they would have, it would have been a fight. It would have been a knockout, drag out fight. So it would have been a slapping. It would have been a brouhaha, fisticuffs, all that type of stuff. But like I said, that's two women sitting up there fighting. So a woman can easily sit up there and respond to another woman. It's whatever. Ain't nobody going to sit up there and say nothing. If a man sits up there and responds to a woman, especially if it's a black woman, oh boy, your life is over. Your life is completely over, buddy. You might as well pack it up. You might as well 100% pack it, directly up. And the other thing I've also talked about when it's dealt with situations like this, I'm like, if it comes to a point in time where if either one of y'all are at that point where you're putting hands on somebody, y'all might as well separate. You might as well not even be together. Might as well not even sit up there and be together. For what reason? What reason? Y'all, if you're at the point of putting hands on each other, you hate each other. Just to be real, can't nobody sit up there and tell me, you're not going to sit up there and tell me that you swing on those that you love. Nah, son. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It ain't no logic in that. There is zero logic in that. You hate that person. You hate them. And the only reason that you're basically with that person in that fighting, abusive relationship is because y'all are comfortable and y'all are fearful of having to restart and have to actually potentially work on yourselves when you find a brand new person, because you ain't gonna be able to do the same thing that you do right now in this relationship. You ain't gonna be able to do that to a brand new person, because a brand new person will just leave. People don't like that. People don't like when people are just able to sit up there and leave, just get up and go like it's nothing. Like I said, there's a multitude of reasons why you got people in relationships like this and why people stay in relationships like this. The only thing I'm simply saying is that for those out there who got sons, I need y'all to raise y'all sons better. D Money said lesbian couples do overwhelmingly lead in DV cases. Oh yeah, and that was one of the main reasons I touched on that. And I'm not, maybe I might have also talked about it in a live stream as well too. But I know I did a video directly on it and going over a lot of stats. Like I said, learning about DV and IPV when it deals with the gay and the trans community, woo, that is an eye opener. Eye opener. Oh boy, because like I said before, I thought, because everybody stated, right, even when you look up the stats, right, when it deals with DV cases, everything basically heavily leans towards men, right? But when you actually technically think about it, men are the minority when it deals with the population. Right? If you think about the globe, you think about the world, men are on the lower spectrum. There are more women out here than there are more women out here than there are men. So then when you also take that into account, then you move it into lesbian relationships and you look up that data on DV, it is crazy. And I'm like, wasn't the whole thing to leave men and to go to women because it was safer? But it's like then you deal with a higher amount of that actually happening. I'm like, what? So what just happened? I'm like, so what was? Like I said, all of this is crazy. All this, like I said, it's completely crazy, man. It's crazy. Generation X said, lots of pretty women. You can't live without them. Skin to skin. Let the love begin. Chris said, oh, I've seen it firsthand. I literally approached a chick. She gave me her number. Her stud walked up and was polite with me and then proceeded to beat the F out of her in front of me. Oh yeah, I done seen, trust me, I done seen instances of those lesbian relationships. I can only speak when it deals with black women because I've only, been around and seen uh black females who are lesbians, both either high school or whatever. Yeah, there's been a lot of times. And the craziest part is when I look at some of them, I can automatically tell at certain points which ones will sit up there and strike their partners. And I'm like, I can see this as a guy. And I'm like, if I can see this as a guy, I'm like, how is it possible that women can't read other women? I'm like, did the radar just get lost? Because whenever it deals with men, magically, women's radar is going off 100%. Right? It's like, every man out here, choose the bear, run away, go into the fort. Right? It's that whole thing. But when it deals with the whole other side where it's women versus women, it's like magically women don't got a radar. They don't have that spidey sense. And I'm like, how does that work? God gave you an inherent ability to be able to see dangers. It works magically when you're near or around men or you observe them. You can always spot something. But when you're around women, it don't work. And I'm like, this is madness. This is complete madness. I'm like, how does that break down? Like, so God gave you a lopsided power, right? So your main weakness is women, but then your quote unquote arch nemesis is men. But then when you run from your arch nemesis to basically get help, and you go to women, Jesus Christ! Look here. Oh, this is wild. This is wild. It's like when you sit up there and just sit down and think about stuff for a minute, it really blows your mind. It's like, how did we get here? Like I said, I have yet to see, and I kid y'all not, for some of y'all out here that actually listen to me, shout out, much love and appreciation. I want y'all to take out the time, like I have, just on a boredom day, take about like 5 or 10 minutes and try to find some blog sites where lesbians are. I forgot, I got it bookmarked. I forgot what the name of the site was. But there was a site that I went directly to where you had Black women that were talking about DV and IPV within the Black community when it deals with women and women. And they were giving their own instances. And within that conversation, they had the fact of how you have Black women that, in a sense, they are so readily available, I guess, in a sense. I guess that's the wrong terminology. You have a lot of Black women that are lesbians that will just haul off. They're fine and dandy hauling off and just putting hands on their partner. But then when they get with the white partners, it's a whole different thing. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, what is with that? I'm just trying to figure that out. I'm just trying to understand it. And then the other thing that I learned about that as well too, because now I'm going down the whole rabbit hole, because I think I might have mentioned this as well too, is that those same women who are lesbians was also talking about the fact how you have a lot of Black women who have white partners. And I'm like, huh. I'm like, color me surprised on that. I'm like, so if I'm to look at this with an open view, right? The Black women who are lesbians who gave those other Black women a shot, it didn't work out. They didn't feel good enough in that safety, so they found another area and avenue to be safe in. I think that would be a fair assessment. I think that would be a fair thing to sit up there and say, right? Because I can say it when it deals with that situation, but if I say it in reverse, right, you get crucified. People start saying a whole bunch of other things and yada yada yada, all this other type of. Like I said, it's the world out here at this moment in time is it's wild. It is pretty wild. Like I said, I would love for things to get better. I would want things to sit up there and get better. But in order for that to happen, realistically, everybody has to lose. Everybody has to lose. Nobody can have stable ground to sit up there and stand on. Everybody has to be free falling. Because the moment in time that one person, it doesn't matter if it's male or female, the moment in time that one person has a little bit of stable ground, this is when they're going to sit up there and start the whole thing back up and start looking down and start seeing this and start saying it's going to be the exact same thing. Everybody has to lose. And like I said, I keep saying this for everything. Just like when it deals with the United States of America and the racism that takes place and everything that's been happening to Black people in the Black community, everybody has to lose in order for things to get better. And people still don't understand. Soon enough, it's going to get to that point, and that's going to be a point of no return. It's inevitable, and it's going to have to happen. Like I said, if people talk about this progress and all the stuff that they really, everybody got to lose. Everybody has to sit up there and lose in order to have progress. In order to make progress, you have to lose something. Something has to be casted to the wayside. It always has, and it always will. You can never in this lifetime have progress without losing something or leaving something behind. But for whatever reason, we're living at a point in time where people think that they can stay exactly who it is without changing and expect for progress to be made. That's not how it happens. You have a law of equal exchange, and people think that they are above that law. And a lot of people are going to have to sit up there and learn the hard way. A lot of people are just going to have to learn the hard way. It's crazy. Diabolical. Let me see. Somebody said, honestly, I don't want to see the story because I was rooting for the girl, but why is she assaulting her boyfriend if it's true? So it's true when black men hold black women accountable on YouTube, they don't get no views. Oh, I mean that happens. I mean that happens. You know, but see this is the thing though. Um if I were this is how funny that this works, right? If I were to do a live stream or a video and I was hollering and going off on black men and the young black boys for a lot of the things in the community, if I was just solely doing that, I would get at my views are probably be in the hundreds by now, maybe even 200 plus. If I decided to talk about black men first and then right after that start talking about black women in the exact same tone, right, with the exact same energy, the views will sit up there and shift and it'll start, dipping and going down. So then you go to the third extent when you basically have a solo video and this is what you want to sit up there and highlight and this the topic, it comes to pretty much getting no views. Because like I said before, if you take a look at previous live streams that I've done of a variety of different topics, they all have a variety of views. Matter of fact, I can actually, because we're live right now, I can sit up there and try to get some numbers. I already know it's probably in the hundreds, nowhere close to even touching 1,000. Let me see what it says on the background. On the background for me, it says 214. So then when I go to the live view, it'll tell me about. Let me see analytics. Oh, that was a shocker. That actually, let me just pull that back real quick. We got about grand total. It won't say it on your end. It'll be after the live stream is basically done. But on my end, looking at the broadcast side, it says about 2,172. So that's technically that's a shocker. That's a shocker. But again, people pop in, pop out, that whole type of deal. But the main reason, like I said before, I do a lot of these videos because I want to see the same people that want to show up on my standard issue content. I want them to pull up to the live stream and start having the same mouth. I done had some black dudes pull up to the scene trying to body block, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, you can pull up right now. We can sit up there and have this conversation. Right. That's what I'm technically looking for. Because when I happen to cover stuff like this that needs to be talked about, you got somebody that want to throw on a super suit. And I'm like, this is not the time. This is not the time. Like, sit your ass down somewhere. This is not the time. Like, I don't know who you're trying to save right now because you can barely save yourself. Like, this is just not the time, my guy. Go relax somewhere. Go sit by a pile of kryptonite. Like, that's what you need to sit up there and do. Just go bask in the glory of that great radiation from Krypton. Just go do that real quick. You and Lex. Just go sit down. Right. And then the other instances I want to happen to see some of the random women that want to pop up when I happen to cover topics like this and they want to decide to, quote unquote, as they call it, call me out directly underneath my own content in the comment section. I'm like, all right, so y'all can obviously get the notifications while I'm doing this type of content. So then pull up. But like I said before, people are very great at being there when It's not live. They'll make sure to see the notifications. They'll make sure to automatically be there so they can run their mouth and have something to sit up there and say. But the moment of time that it's live and they know that I'm live and they know exactly how I am, where I'll either have them pull up to the live stream or I'll highlight their comment and be replying back and forth. Magically, people like, nah, I'll listen, but I ain't gonna say nothing. And I'm like, it makes no sense to be scary. It makes no sense because, like I said before, one way or another, I'm going to sit up there and highlight your comment either on the video or on the live stream. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. We can do this hard way or we can do this the hard way. You only got one option. You only got one option. Like I said before, like, yo, it's tiring. And I told people before, like, if people were consistent with the energy that they sit up there and give, I wouldn't have nothing to say. But you're going to sit up there and hear my mouth when I see that you're not consistent. Like I said, a lot of these people are older than me. You like a lot of people need to do better. A lot of adults need to do better. It's impossible for you to be older than me. And mentally, you're like a 18 or a 17-year-old. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're supposed to be grown adults, supposed to be able to have dialogue, supposed to be able to have conversation. But the moment in time that I want them to sit up there and pull up to the scene to have this conversation, no, nothing, silence. And then when the live stream is done, then they want to sit up there and pull up to the comments. I'm like, man, come on, dog. You got Miss Anderson up here rolling. Panther Jones said, I noticed the algorithm. Yeah. No. Trust me. Trust me. I've been doing this 5 to 6 years. I already knew what it was going to be. Before there was even like any of these spheres or all this other type of stuff directly out there, I already knew what it was going to be the moment in time that you start, pushing the conversation directly over here. I already know. I 100% already know. Like I said before, I didn't even have conversations or live streams or videos talking about the responsibility of parents when it deals with kids. And then still somehow, some way, people like, but oh, what about the men? The men are the men. I'm like, dog, I done sat up there and literally, been with women who got kids. So I can sit up there and state from my perspective that, a lot of women are not responsible. A lot of women are not responsible. Like I said, this is coming from a man who has been with women who got kids. This is also coming from a man who, at the point in time, was a teenager. And again, for whatever I can't explain it to you. Uh, Even when I was a teenager in high school, I would attract girls who got kids. Can't explain it to you. It just be that way. I don't know. But it's like, even still looking at that, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Right? Like I said before, like case in point, I put it to you like this: set up there, and when I was younger, what? Let me see, what year was this? It had to be like right after high school, about a year or two after high school. Ended up talking to a girl directly online, and then the first day that we're going to like actually like meet up, we're supposed to go to the like a general area. That's what I normally would sit up there and tell people because it's a neutral ground, it's safe, and all the other type of stuff. So like McDonald's or Burger King. But she opted not to do that. She was like, I'll just sit up there and take this back during the days when girls would actually take the bus. She was like, I'll just take the bus and come directly to where you live. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just sit up there and tell me what stop you're gonna be at. I'll just meet you directly up there. Lo and behold, the moment in time that I happen to meet this girl directly at the stop down the street, I see a gray baby stroller. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, how did I get here? I'm like, this was not even a conversation. I don't even think that she even mentioned any of this. Like, uh, and I'm like, why would you as a mother, why would you want to bring your child around a guy that you don't even know? Like, I can't even explain to you how many times as from a black teenager to a black man, how many times within those time frames that I done literally spoke to these people out here and tried to tell them, like, don't you sit up there as a woman, bring your kids around a random man that you do not know. Like I shouldn't have to, in a sense, be the person that's, in a sense, interested in you, but I have to talk to you like I'm your father. Like that's crazy to me. Like the common sense out here, it's just, and that was during that time frame. I can only imagine what's going on right now. Like I said, I done seen some videos, and I done seen some videos that's bad. I'm talking about like the the apartment, and everybody sleeping on the mattress, and the kids is out there sleeping in the front room, and then the mom and the random dude go directly into another room. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, do y'all even know each other? I'm like, what? Like, Jesus Christ. Like I said, I want things to sit up there and be better. I try to have conversations. I try to bring stuff directly up, but wait, what'd you say? Denise Dean said they are making it seem like she did serious damage to her boo. All she did was shove him in something, and white media will do anything to derail a black woman's career. Lovers have spats. Ma'am, ma'am, what where did you where see, I love this. So if I, as a black man, if you caught me on camera sitting up there pushing a black woman into like a door, a column, getting directly in her face, snatching her around the airport, you're like, oh, that's cool. That's just a lover spat. That ain't nothing big. Really? That's what we're doing. So we're going to simplify. We're going to simplify, and we're going to dumb down realistically the severity of the situation. Because if she's willing, just like y'all say with men, say it with me. If a man is willing to put his hands on you, he is also willing to take your life. Right? So, in the exact same vein, if a woman is willing to put her hands on a man, she is also able and willing to take a man's life. But I'm guessing like we're missing that whole thing, right? I guess we're missing the whole thing where DV of I don't care how light, how medium, or how heavy it is, it's all bad. And that's the main thing that I'm standing directly on. But you, my dear, want to pull up to the scene, and you want to try to make this as small as possible. Y'all, you just want to call it a lover spat. I guess you might be the type to like to get knocked upside the head. That's the only way that I can go about this. That's the only way that I can sit up there and move this whole situation, move this whole conversation. Because the moment in time that I sit up there and see women, in a sense, advocate for stuff like this, they're not trying to, talk it down. They're not trying to perform anything corrective. You are A-OK with men out here just knocking women left and right. You're A-OK with that. I'm literally up here as a black man saying that this is not good. The exact same way when I showcase videos of black men doing this to black women, I say that this is not okay. This is not good. This is why I'm just gonna, because this is like the second person that pulled up to the scene and just said something stupid. This is why when it deals with the black community, ain't nothing moving, ain't nothing happening. Can't nobody stay on task. It is impossible. Can't nobody stay on task. Like Jesus Christ. All the times that people sit up there and be talking about like, yo, black men, we need y'all to stand on something, this, that, and the third, like stand 10 toes down. And a moment in time that you got black men out here speaking on this, people in the black community are like, man, it's not even that serious, dog. Oh my God. All right, fine. Let your daughter let your daughter go through this. Let your daughter go through this. Let your daughter go through it. Yo, what's up, Gail? What is going on? What is going on? Panther said, I think it's bull crap because of the shoe. If the shoe was on the other foot, the algorithm would have been pushed. Yeah, it would have. It would have. But like I said, it'd be like that. Yo, was like, said you can't formulate an opinion. This woman. Um, he said, "Oh, okay. What was it?" He said, "It said you can't formulate an opinion until you've had some of Sha'Carri snap." Oh my God, we're not doing that, Gil. It's why I can't. It's why I can't deal with you, Gil. Like the moment in time I'm trying to be serious. Moment in time I'm trying to be serious. You moved that directly left. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Panther said, "This is horrible behavior in public and the airport. I'll be watching videos of people going to jail in the airport." Yeah, yeah. Rusty said, "Anyone defending her is demonic." Yeah, like I said, I got the comment directly up there. I had another one directly up there that pulled up to the scene and decided to call me gay. But it'd be like that. Comes with the territory. D Money said, "How many men have had their careers derailed for less? Jonathan Major's career was derailed for running away from a woman crazy." Yeah. There was another guy as well too. He was a football player. I'm not sure if he was in the NCAA or if he was in the NFL. But it was a female track star that literally lied on this dude and sat up there and said that he did something to her that he did not sit up there and do. And now, since the truth actually came out, he's sitting up there trying to sue. I gave a story directly on that too. And like I said, whenever I happen to post those stories and all that stuff, yeah, like like what was it? Like Panther said, like yo, the algorithm. But the funny part is, it's not really so much the algorithm. It's that I know I have to acknowledge the fact that a lot of people pick and choose the content that they want to watch. And like I said, it is what it is. Like I said, I got a variety of different content directly up there to see whatever it is that people like. So when it is that I want to speak on something that I find to be important, because like I said, I've been through things directly in life. I've had dealings throughout, especially being a teenager and whatnot. And I feel that these things should be spoken, directly about the same exact way that I speak on young men, and older black men and whatnot or whatever, doing these exact same things. The exact same thing that happens on both sides, I speak the exact same way. But it's not the same way when it deals with people that want to pull up to the scene and leave a comment like the ones highlighted. Yeah, thank you. Rusty said it was Xavier Worthy. Thank you, because I couldn't even I couldn't think of his name. I was trying to think of it, but it was not coming to mind. Thank you for that, Xavier Worthy. So if people don't know who I'm talking about, look up a player by the name of Xavier Worthy and look at that whole story. And like I said, they both black. So how it is that that woman decided to lie on that black man is incredible. I'm like, wow. Wow. Like I said, I guess it's nothing. I guess it's nothing because, like I said before, I guess it's a lot harder to lie on somebody that's white. I guess you really can't pull, the exact same tears and happen to, get that whole thing going. Like, the funniest thing is, I do have something technically dealing with that on how you got demographics out here, and it was a woman that actually spoke on this. How you got demographics of some women out here that just want to band together under a type of emotional quote unquote pain or hurt or whatever it is that you want to sit up there and call it, and then they just want to be there and say a whole bunch of nonsense. Like I said, it's crazy work. And it's the same thing I said up there and said, when you got black dudes out here doing the exact same thing. Both groups are hurt people. One black woman has sat up there and hurt some black man's heart directly out here. Now he can never return to the black community. Some black woman out here done got her heart broken because of some black man and she'll never return to the. It's the exact same story. It's the literal exact same story. And it's like it makes no sense. It makes zero sense. And it's like all people got to sit up there and do is heal. All people got to do is get therapy. All people got to do is just work on themselves. But like I said, even when it deals with both black men and black women, and you got swirlers, divestors, whatever you want to sit up there and call it on both sides, a lot of these people don't want to fix themselves. Because in a lot of these instances, they are to blame for the reason why it is that they are going through the situations and the relationships that they're going to. They're the reason why a lot of their failures have come directly about. It is them. They are the core reason. You're not going to say that everybody else is just a bad guy and just you were just, just great. You were just an angelic angel that came from the heavens. No, everybody got faults. like I said, like I'm tired of this whole thing where people try to play it as like somebody, one person has to be right and the other person have to be wrong. Both people wrong. Both people wrong. But like I said before, everybody got to lose. Both of those demographics are going to sit up there and Ishmael, what is up? What is up? What is up? And both of them gotta hold on. Rusty said, and both the women are track and field. Oh, you talking about Sha'Carri and the other girl? Yeah, that's crazy. That is diabolical. We got Bushido in the building. What is up? You said, I guess when it comes to men involved with women, it's guilty until proven innocent after this or that is discovered. Yeah, because originally I'm like, maybe it's not that bad. But then I see the video and I'm watching him try to walk away 21 different times and she is just there. I'm like, nah, she's problematic. I'm like, that is a problem. Like she gotta see somebody about that. She needs therapy. I don't know what she needs to do, but she don't need to be in a relationship. And I keep sitting up there trying to tell people. There is no when it deals with, because the young brother wanted to sit up there. Let me get this woman's comment directly off of my screen. Get this trash off of here. Uh because the main thing I want to sit up there and point out, and I've stated this especially to women, um, at no point in time can you sit up there and fix a man that wants to put his hands on you. Chances are very great that he's going to just sit up there and take your life. I didn't cover too many stories. I've literally tried to put warnings directly out there to women, to black women directly out here, but like, yo, if you even know of a dude that likes to put his hands on women, or that does, like, yo, it's time for you to run. It's time for you to go. Especially if you don't got no kids or nothing, just go. Just see your way out. Just leave. You can't fix that. There's nothing there is no God there to help that situation. There is no God there. Nobody is responding. You are in a void at this moment in time. Your prayers are not going to be heard. Your prayers are not going to be answered. No, you can't make 1010 220. There is no collect cost. It's not happening. Can't use a satellite phone either. It's not happening. You need to get yourself directly up out of there. And when I see situations like this, when it deals with men or specifically black men, I say the exact same thing. You can't fix that. It don't matter what type of belief that you got in Christ, God, the Bible, the church. I don't care where you feel your beliefs are. There's also a such thing as, it don't matter who you believe in. I'm just going to use God for reference, right? God gave you common sense to run, common sense when to know when to fight, common sense to know that all fights are not meant to be fought. If you decide to go against any of the common sense that God gave you, everything that happens to you is everything that happens to you. It's the exact same thing where women will have all the red flags when it deals with a good, decent guy. But when it deals with a guy that is a killer, they don't know what red flags are. It's the Spidey senses is off. The calls to the Avengers, not making them. Not trying to go up to the watchtower to see Superman or Batman, the world's finest. Not trying to have those conversations. Magically, everything is completely fine and dandy when it deals with the actual killer. There's no red flags. But when it deals with the good guy, there's 21 red flags there. 21 red flags. Like I said, brother, oh my God. This is, like I said, this type of stuff is annoying. It's annoying. Like I say, you want stuff to get better, but it's like, at the end of the day, chances are very great that it just might not. Just might not. Ismail said her Jamaican ex-girlfriend levied the same accusations against Sha'Carri. She was violent and aggressive, so it's not him, it's a her. I believe it. I believe it. Like I said, some women I can sit up there and see who are aggressive. Like, most women, they usually got like a mouth. They'll sit up there and run off at the mouth and say some stuff and all that. Like I said, all right, that's whatever. You shouldn't be doing it, but it's like, all right, yeah, whatever. But then you got those other women where it's like you can tell that they be hitting directly on the dudes that they be with. Especially let an argument happen. They just waiting. They waiting to just sit up there and do it. Like I said, it's crazy. Rusty says Sha'Carri showed her lack of emotional maturity with her over the top antics and The drug use, she was given a pass for winning. Bushido said, and she was the same way in her last relationship with the woman. Yeah. So both of y'all basically talking about the same thing. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know. Did that happen? I think I did read up on a story or go over that information, but I'm not sure how in depth I went, or if I can even recollect finding out anything about why their relationship ended. But I believe if this was anything close, what we were able to basically see here, I fully understand why that relationship ended. And that other woman, she was smart for walking away and leaving, because I'm like, you're gonna lose everything messing around. Like I said, people got to realize when you got crash outs, it's time to go. It's time to leave. It's time to leave. Like, this woman is a crash out. Like I said, she has a talent. She can do some stuff, but she is not using that talent. Like, this is crazy. This is why they sit up and tell you that at certain times that what they normally say, one man shouldn't have all that power. Yeah, sometimes the abilities of people need to be split in between the many, so that some can succeed. Because some people might succeed, but they're going to sit up there and fall and fail very hard. Like I said, if this is any indication, this young woman is going to have a very long road ahead of her. It's going to be a very, very long road ahead of her when it deals with certain things. It's going to be a lot of growth and maturity that's going to need to take place in order for her to really reach her full potential. Because like I said before, as somebody who has advocated directly for Sha'Carri, I felt as though during those times that I was watching her, slowly mature, she was having some, she's young. She was having some hiccups, dealing with the media, how to talk and PR, different stuff like that. But, she was more so, directly from the heart and things of that nature. I get it. Cool. No problem. But when it deals with stuff like this, you gotta go like a further distance. You gotta run further than she's ever run before in order to reach the point that she won't return to the person that we clearly see at this juncture in that video. Because that's not good. Because that's clearly showing me that at any point in time, you could go off. You're just waiting to sit up there and put hands directly on a person. And usually, when a person is willing to put hands on somebody, that's because they're running from something internally. They're running from something that they have not initially faced and fought themselves. So instead of them fighting and doing that inner work, they're ready to just go out there and try to fight the whole world, because they're more scared of fighting that internal battle. They're more scared of fighting what it is that they're running directly from. And like I said, that's some coward type of stuff. I don't respect that at all. I respect people more when they actually do the inner fight, when they do the inner work, because then that shows a lot of growth, that shows a lot of maturity, and then within that, you can also see those exact same faults in somebody else. So instead of you being in a fighting mode, in a destroyer mode, you're in a creation and in a healing mode. She ain't nowhere to that last part yet. She's still in that destruction, destroyer type of mode. And like I said, she got I don't know what she got going on, but she needs to go see somebody. Because the craziest part to me is that people always told me that women are not as violent because women cry, right? They got shoulders to lean on. They talk about a variety of things, but I'm like, I'm starting to believe that a lot of that stuff is just lies. Like, people are just very good at hiding stuff. A lot of women are just very good at pretty much hiding what it is that they just out here doing. Like I said, you'll know if men do it, because men will just be out there doing it. You'll just know it one way or another. With women, it's like you gotta, potentially try to hear some from about your great aunt or your grandmother, or or your mother sitting up there swinging directly on your father because of some stupid reason. You don't hear about that up until 25 years later, and then people want to laugh about it like it ain't nothing. No, that's a problem. That's a problem that needs to get situated real quick. Like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. Ishmael said that's why in this Seji Sha'Carri is volatile. The community is overlooking it because she's black and they want her to win. She's talented but troubled. Yeah, Yep. Daughter of Yah said, no surprise, she's abusive. She was a lesbian before this relationship, and most lesbians have DV cases. Woo, that's crazy. Mm. Somebody said, I don't care what you respect. So why are you here? Why are you here? Like, I don't even understand. Like I said, shout out to the trolls. You just happen upon the channel, and you decide that you're bored and you wanted to just pop up and just sit up there and say something to get highlighted. Uh, Too bad this don't work like Twitter, because you don't get paid to leave comments. I'm not sure if you realize that or not. If you were on X and then you had a blue check mark, and then you can make a comment, analytics, and yeah, you'll probably be able to pull a little bit of something. But yeah, that's not how that works here on YouTube. Just to let you know. This man said the young man looks like a Kai Sonata variant. That's crazy. Ty said she was abusive in school. The only reason she stayed was because she was a good runner. That's crazy. That is crazy. The one thing I always learned from my track coach, um, when I was younger, and that's something that stuck with me. He said that the only thing that you can't outrun is your past, no matter how fast you are. And I would sit there and think about that. Like during that time, I knew it. I understood what he was sitting up here saying. But it's like now at this part of my life, I'm like, man, that really hit, right? Because you can sit up there and like actually look at a lot of things, especially when it deals with like these younger folks directly out here, and you can tell that a lot of them have some problems somewhere internally, but they're trying to find a way to run from that situation and not actually address it. So they'll run towards alcohol, they'll run towards drugs, they'll run towards promiscuity. They will, run towards the money. They'll run towards everything that will alleviate, quote unquote, the weight of that situation or that problem that they need to fix, because everything else won't make them responsible. The money won't make them responsible. The promiscuity won't make them responsible. Having a child won't make them responsible. Um, and everything else that I listed. Like I said, it's crazy. It is. It's 100% crazy how this works. Gail says she might have an overload of testosterone. No, that would be Krishan Rock. I'm not sure if people actually heard or not, but Krishan, I think what's the new name now? I think it was Christopher Rock, right? Krishan has stated that she is transitioning into a man. So there's that. And I thought it, and let me sit up and tell people, before the whole thing with Blueface, when she was in college and doing like the running, like the sports, that was her at her peak. Nobody can sit up there and tell me no different. If you go look at that girl where she was doing sports, she was directly at her. She could have done anything. She could have literally done anything. But again, when you have a lot of girls that got promise and that can potentially do anything, they opt to fall by the wayside, and they opt to deal with the wrong types of crowds, the wrong types of guys. And now all of those gifts, all of those what could have been is now gone. It's over. It's crazy work. What was it? D-Money said the Lord's work. Ty said she was abused with school owners. Right. One of many. What is up? What is up? You said she gets no smoke. Yet if Coleman did the same, there would be no remorse. Scorched earth. Yeah. Yeah, that's bars. That's bars. Ty said she was even abusive when she came back to speak to the kids. She told him to shut up and let her speak because this is her place and not his. Uh, he says she's my underclassman, and I knew the moment the fame hit that ego, she was going to go downhill. Woo, that's crazy. That is crazy. The Money said thoughts and prayers. Yo, Sonny, what is up? What is up? What is up? You said they say the fastest thing is light, but that seems impossible. Aren't shadows just as fast? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wherever there is light, there is darkness. Wherever there is light, there is darkness. Gail said, huh? Yeah, look it up. Krishan Rock transitioning into a man. Yeah. Yeah. What was it? My bad, because you just keep sitting up there, you just keep spamming for no reason, trying to get attention. We're not doing that. Rusty said her talent, it seems, has always been put before her maturity and emotional healing. Yeah. Ty said Christopher slash Chris Rock is her new name. Yep. Sonny said promising career over promiscuity. Yeah. You would think that's how it should go. You would think that's how it should go. April Jewell said, "Wait, she's really transitioning." Yeah, yeah. There was a video that she posted online, and she also stated that she has been taking testosterone for a minute. Uh, let me see. Let me see if I can find a video real quick. Hold on. Uh, oh, Krishan. I probably spelled the name wrong. There we go. Let me see. Let me get the video real quick. Nope, that's the old video right there. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to sit up there and find it real quick. I actually had it directly. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. I'll just go to IG and let me see. Trying to find a video real quick, but I'm just gonna put the image directly up there, so y'all can sit up there and see it. Because I thought I actually got the video where she was talking. Transitioning. Let me see. Trying to write this. Yeah, it's somewhere up there. Yeah. So in the post, it says, I'm happy to announce that I'm finally transitioning. As many of you know, this has been a battle fighting my whole life, and I finally transitioned into what I believe is my right body. I know some people will hate, but I am coming full force to support all of my LGBT fam. For now on, I will be going by Christopher Rock. Thank you all for the support. And that was the what's name I saw before. Let me see. Yeah, so below is basically the caption from her what's the name? I guess that was either from her ex or IG account or whichever account that she was using. And they put the picture directly to it. But I swear to goodness, there is a video mentioning how she was taking testosterone at the moment. But yeah, that's crazy. Yep, that is a that was something unexpected. I don't even have a bingo card, and that would not have been on it. Let me tell you that would not at all have been on it. Would not have been on it. Like I said, it's crazy. I need things to I need things to get better. I need things to get better. But oh, trust me, I got some more videos. We will be going back to some normal, content, at least normal of what it is, at this moment in time of the main topics that we've been talking about. So yeah, that will be happening. I just wanted to bring this up for live stream purposes. Make an appearance because I know some people always ask like, "Yo, Seji, when you gonna have another live stream? When you gonna do another one?" It's like, it'll happen. um, yo, PD, what is up? You said you are spot on. I'm still a fan and a supporter of her, but if she doesn't make a change and about face, life will hit her again. Yeah, it will. April said that is true. Gail said that's crazy. She wants to make sure she can continue to give Blueface what he truly did. Wow, that's crazy. That's that's why I can't deal with Gail. This is why I can't deal with Gail. D Money said I can see the Manny fresh in her. Yeah, it's tough out here. Sonny said there's a point where it becomes concerning. What postponed a transitioner's transition? I grew up around people who always knew, so it would seem like she spent time deceiving and or suffering. April said that is not wait, that's not going to solve her problems. True, right? That's true. That's true. Yeah, like I said, you got a lot of people running from a lot of different things. I don't know what Krishan is, or Chris has been specifically been through. Um, but yeah, like I said, people got to stop running. Like I said, she likes fighting. Yeah, you didn't set up there and saw her. That's where she pretty much got her start on the Bad Girls Club, whatever that show is on Zeus. And she was just sitting up there, just ready to fight any and everybody. And she's also swung on men as well too. Like she does not care. She does not care at all. And I'm like, man, with all of that, she could have been like, I really feel like, and this is what I be talking about. Like, if you could have had a woman like Ann Wolf, if you don't know who Ann Wolf is, you might want to look her up. She's basically like she's pretty much the female Mike Tyson. She got a daughter out here that boxes too. Um, if Ann Wolf could have sat up there and got in touch like with her, she could have potentially been a pretty good fighter. If you have her like laser focus in and stay directly on that route, yo, she would have had some unlimited, almost like some unlimited potential type thing. But when you got people willing and ready to crash out, that's what it be. And like I said, I didn't showcase videos of Krishan sitting up there with Blueface walking in LA. And she's sitting up there like snatching Blueface by his shirt, tearing his shirt, breaking his chain, trying to fight him in public, all of this stuff. Like I said, it's crazy. It is crazy, man. It's crazy. All said she's so confused and chaotic. Sonny said, my main opinion on trans besides not interesting is that I wouldn't consider the idea of transitioning into a female because it does include pregnancy. LOL. Well, I guess you know, I guess if depending on where people are taking it. Gail said that baby is gonna be so confused. Well, the baby has there's other situations dealing with the kid at this moment in time because I think I might have went over this before where it was pictures of her while pregnant. She was out there at the club. She was drinking and doing all this other type of stuff. So yeah, it's like I said, I feel sorry for the child. Like I said, this girl been, running left and right, and then it got to the point where she ran directly to the church, and then after she ran to the church, she then went back, back into her, slid right back into her old self. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. I'm like, you just gotta, I don't know, I don't know. Rusty said, "What in the Teenager Ninja Turtles is going on around here?" Mm. April said that baby has other problems besides her. Yeah, yeah, and that's why I told people before. It's like, yo, I feel so sorry for that child. Like, number one, you got to grow up in that type of environment, but number two, looking at the situation when you got a parent that does not literally care about the health and the development of a child, it's like it's. It, but like I said, you can't tell people nothing. Everybody always says, "What? My body, my choice." That's what that always brings me back to. You got women that always say, "My body, my choice." Can't nobody tell a woman what to do with her body, even if she's pregnant, because it's her body and it's her baby. Now, after the baby comes out, then people want to sit up there and say, magically, it's an hour, type of responsibility or something like that. But like I say, you can't tell people nothing. As I've told y'all before, a lot of people want to learn the hard way, but it's cool if you want to learn the hard way by yourself. But the moment in time that you are a parent, you don't have the right to be able to just say that you want to just do things the hard way and just see what happens. You can't. You can't because it's more than just you out there. What was it? Um, Pat said, "Well, her prenatal abuse of Junior makes sense now." That's crazy. Um, what was it? Sonny said, "This is why it's important to accept people for how they see themselves because it's unnecessary to make certain memories that can't be consistent to truth. You're convinced to be living right." Yep. Gail says, so in other words, if she could have gotten Blueface pregnant, she would have. Wow. Only Gail. Only Gail. Oh my goodness. Let me see, what was it? Danny said people have been saying this about her for a long time. I mean, yeah, I guess so. You know. D-Money said, think this helps her music career. Nah, it's not gonna help the music career at all. Music career is still going to be, where it's going to be. Now, uh, like I said, I'm not sure where the support is going to be shifted or directly coming from if she even has any of that at all. Like I said, I don't know how this is going to work. I guess it's going to be, a wait and see type of deal and whatnot. Like I said, this is crazy. Like I said, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to see it, but it is this is the world that we live in at this moment in time. Like I said, I wish a lot of people would do a lot of internal workings, seek therapy and those type of things. Maybe even journal, before people go out there and decide to do something, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, we actually been going for about an hour and 43. That's not bad. That is not bad. Technically, this has been one main topic. One main topic and realistically two videos. The third one is just, I added that up there a little bit later. Danny said she's a part of the inside, like plant type person. I think I get what you're saying. When you said that, I was thinking about poison ivy for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that's automatically what my mind, um, directly went. So at this moment in time, I am currently preparing this video to hopefully go up for you guys So just because some of y'all are already in a live stream, so the video that you guys will see is this one here. I don't actually got like a still, excuse me. So I gotta put this one directly.
So you gonna play with me?
Right. I'll just freeze it right there. So what you're looking at right now, this is the video that I'm uploading right now actually to the channel. So what you're able to see without me playing the full video is the fact of a female police officer in Houston that decided to pull her service pistol directly out on her sister's boyfriend. The boyfriend at the time is unarmed. He don't got a weapon on him. She followed him and whatnot or whatever to get her sister's phone back from her sister's boyfriend. Like I said, she involved herself in a situation that had nothing to do with her. The dude ain't have no weapons and nothing like that, and she was just up there cussing out a storm and all that other type of stuff. And they pretty much just relegated her to what was it? To office duty because it was like, all right, internal investigation, the stuff that they normally do, internal investigation. I'm just happy that this dude actually had this whole situation recorded. But even with the recording, it did not help at all because this woman should be fired. And I want to say for a lot of um, women directly out there, you're going to have guys out there that are going to list videos like this as the reason as to why women should not have weapons. And this is why I said up there and said before that if you got women out here that are emotional, a lot of them just should not really be around weapons at all because this is not good. You're off duty, law enforcement, in your BMW, following your sister's boyfriend around, and you're chasing him through the streets. Now, I would expect that from the girlfriend, but you're a police officer in full uniform with your pistol and everything, and this is how you want to sit up here and move. Like I said, that's 1,000% crazy. She needs to be fired. She needs to have her badge and service weapon stripped, and she should not be able to hold, have a license, or be around weapons at all because that's a very dangerous situation. And that we've seen instances where the police have done this, and magically weapons have gone off, either on purpose or by mistake or both. Like I said, that's crazy to me. That is 100% crazy. 100%. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to shorten that, so I just put it as that right there. Yeah, like I said, it's matter of fact, because yeah, it's only a few of us directly in the live stream. So all right, shout out again to anybody that's in the live stream. Let me just play that directly for y'all so y'all can see it.
Brendan, so you gonna play with me? Give me the motherfucking phone right there. Put it in my motherfucking hand. Here, man. So you gonna shoot me over there? Over your sister hitting me in my face? Fuck like me. You sorry. I can't wait till they lock your ass up in October. I ain't even know y'all already planned it. Y'all already set it up. Yes. I already know. I promise you. That's fine, but you don't know what I can do. You don't know what I can do to your sister too. Your sister stabbed me. I ain't put no case on her. She should have made sure the shit stuck. Bitch. I should have. You the bitch. I'll be a bitch. But you want to. You ain't shoot that gun. You can't be scared. You ain't shoot that gun. Yeah, you ain't shoot that gun. You ain't shoot that gun. You ain't shoot that. Yeah, she right here. She got a gun on me. I'm just telling you that she pulled a gun on me, huh? Play with me again.
Like I said, that's crazy. That's 100% crazy. Gotta make sure. Gotta do that. Put that up there. Do that. probably that one. No, I'm just trying to make sure everything is going to go through. Nope. All right, we'll see how that works. Hopefully, the video will actually be all right because depending, YouTube can act kind of funny with some stuff. But like I said before, it should be up there pretty soon after I get done putting a few things on the back here and let that go through. Save directly on that. There should not be what's the name on there, or would it? It shouldn't be. So it's probably going to take a minute. Take a little bit of time. April says she's gonna mess up her whole career. Yeah, she is. Yep. Gail said I don't want her pulling me over. Yep. Rusty said she won't get fired. She'll get promoted to captain. Probably will. Gail said I know she tortures nice looking women. I know she do. Double O said he's dumb. Leave the fool. No. That's not the girl that you see there. That's not his girlfriend. That's the sister of the girlfriend. So the sister is the cop. The girlfriend is more the girlfriend of the guy that's in the car. She more than likely called her sister and told her some stuff, and that's why the sister decided to do all of that to get the phone back. But the guy also said that this is not the first time that something like this has happened. And as I stated before, whenever you're in situations like this, it is time to go. There's no reason. Like even if you got kids, like bro, go get 50-50 custody and sort that out. Even if you got to be on child support, rather you be able to do that and breathe versus not being here. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at all. Rusty said, dude better leave Hooks from the police academy alone. Oh yeah, I remember that lady too with the high pitched voice. Yeah. D Money said, if the Lord decides to hit the reset button, I wouldn't be happy about it, but I understand. Yeah. Gail says she looks like she leaves in odor after she used the bathroom. That's crazy. Gail said, wow. Word, Gail. Word. Wow. That's diabolical. Sonny said she didn't become that cop overnight. Man, she's had the attitude, like the aggressiveness that she has, though. How willing she is to just pull open somebody's door and you're pointing a gun. Like, I promise you, she more than likely already knew that he didn't have nothing. She already knew that dude didn't have nothing on him. But she decided to still do some stuff like this. Like I said, that's insanity. That's 100% insanity. Like it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like and again, she should not be reassigned to basically desk duty. Get her out of here. She don't need to be a cop nowhere. Nowhere. And like I said, if she's willing to sit up there and do this to her sister's boyfriend, I already know how she's sitting up there acting with random black dudes directly. It's curtains. It's curtains. I'll be shocked if anybody survived. I will be shocked. Like I said, that woman is a danger to everybody. Everybody, she is a danger to. Everybody. Sonny said a smart cop wouldn't have a sister. Okay, with a dating liability. I mean, yeah, that's true. That is true. Like I said before, I feel sorry for anybody out there in Houston, Texas. If you got to run into her, it's good luck. Good luck. Like I said, a lot of people say you got to worry about cops of other colors directly out here. Now looking at her, she is a problem. Like that is a huge problem. Let me tell you that the attitude and all of that. Nah, buddy, that's not good. It's not good at all. April said, better she got a file of complaints. Oh yeah, you talking about like a whole like folder? Yeah. She probably do. But you know how the police do? They'll sit up there and push a lot of this under the rug. Oh, we're going to investigate ourselves. And when the police investigate themselves, we see nothing wrong. Sonny said Yosemite Samantha. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like I said, y'all got to be safe out here, man. And that's something that, the same thing that Gail mentioned, where she stated that this girl here will probably do stuff like that to attractive black women. Yeah, I can promise you that one. She will be one of those ones to sit up there and give you a hard time. She'll make things very difficult. She'll try to also embarrass you as well too. Because 9 times out of 10, you got a lot of women like just like with the dudes, where if they was bullied in school and all that, they want to become a cop and have all of this authority. And now you got to listen to me, and you can't tell me no. And right, all of that type of. You got the same thing with the women. You got women out there that was made fun of and all this other type of stuff, not deemed as attractive. Nobody paid attention or listened, but now they got this authority where now people have to listen because they can force them to. Now you got to give them attention. You can't deny them because they're a cop. They'll sit up there and just say anything. Article 43 8409er of statute 409,099 states. It'll be some crazy stuff. 100%. So yeah, for just like for y'all women too, y'all got to be careful out here. The funny thing is, I don't think I really ever thought about it like that. Like I understood it when it dealt with guys because you can, in a sense, you can see it. When it deals with a lot of this stuff, but I never really took the time to actually look at it when it deals with women and what it is that they might have to deal with from other women being cops. Hmm, that's crazy. That is crazy. Rusty says she's definitely a danger with those Coke bottle glasses. Unfriendly fires for. That's crazy. That is crazy. And the funny part is, I wear glasses naturally. Been wearing glasses all my life. She got larger glasses than me. I haven't seen frames that large since was it? Was it like first grade or something like that? Probably like first grade or something like that. Somewhere up there in the single digit grades. That was back when it was just like standard issue, just large glasses. They didn't really have different size lenses. But yeah, that's crazy. She's bringing back a certain time period right now with those glasses. Let me tell you, that's like back in the era of like Steve Urkel and uh Vira and all of them back there. It's crazy work. April said, yes, she do harass you for nothing. Yeah. D Money said, ain't going to flirt your way out of this ticket. Yep. Oh yeah, I remember that from I think it was like a movie. What was that, the Dukes of Hazzard or something like that? And the girl got stopped by, or it was some movie, and the woman tried to like prep herself up because she thought it was going to be like a guy sitting up there stopping her, and it was a woman that was a lesbian. It was, oh man, the look on her face when that happened, hilarious. I'm like, yeah, you thought those tricks were going to sit up there and work for you today? Not today, buddy. Put them away. Put them away. License and registration. Or it's even funny when they do it in movies where if they happen to have like a male cop and they get pulled over, but she realizes that the cop is gay. You can just see the energy deflate directly in that character. It's like I said, it's hilarious. I'm like, yeah, those tricks ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Sonny said my stepmom had glasses like that with strings on them. Her eyes would be so small with the nasty attitude. Oh yeah. I remember those. I remember strings to the glasses. So just in case if you wanted to either rest your glasses, like if they were reading glasses, or if your glasses will fall off. it would automatically catch. Yeah, I remember those. I used to have those too. I hated it with the passion. I hated that string though. But you had to have it because the glasses wouldn't stay. They were heavy on the front because of the lenses. So it be like that. Old technology. It's crazy work. Ty said you can't float your way out. Just say I can see myself in your future like Raven with them glasses. We can peek into each other's minds. That's crazy. That is crazy. Perfect. All right. So the video is actually prepared directly up there. That's what technically I was waiting for because I usually try to, put it up there when I know the live stream is going to end. But anyways, much love, respect, and appreciation for any and everybody that decided to come directly through to the live stream. All 2K people, that pulled directly up here to the scene. Again, after a few videos, it'll be right back to I guess the normalcy of news. Again, you got to take breaks every once in a while. Start looking at and addressing some other things. Can't just be doing the same things every single day. You know. But yeah, we got some more videos. Got some more videos. And this one is loaded directly up for you guys. So that is pretty much the the end of the stream. Wait, what? You said what? Let me see. You said, "Can you pay me?" I'm so confused on that. What is happening there? Oh, that man Rusty said she got those Spider-Man lenses. That's crazy. Shout out to my man Peter. Shout out to my man Peter. Gail said, "I bet she has boinked everyone at the department." It's possible. It is possible. Some of those female cops they be moving around. Everybody remember that white girl? There was like 7 people, and I think they even had a photo of like one of the police dogs up there. I'm like, why is the dog up there in the photo? I'm like, you cannot be. This can't be real. I'm like, this cannot be real. Can't be real. But like I said, all of those dudes got fired. You're dealing with I can't even give you like a grading scale on that woman. That just like I said, everything ain't meant to be consumed. I need a lot of dudes to do better. It can't be that desperate out here. There are more women out here than men. It cannot be that desperate. On top of the fact that you're a cop, it cannot be that desperate. Oh my goodness, I still can't get over that story. All of those dudes lost their job. The whole precinct literally got cleared out. All the chain of commands. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Literally brought them down overnight. Crazy work. Ty said, I bet she could say I concur when the judge asks if she agrees. Bars. Sonny said, I imagine in high school when she took off her glasses and ponytail, she got wow, that's crazy. That's great. I had to. Ah man, this is why I try to pre-read y'all comments before I. As soon as I got midway through there, I'm like, I already know this man. Oh man, that's crazy. That is diabolical. Like I said, I can't deal with y'all sometimes. I try to be serious on these streams. Just try to just stay focused. Nah, I can't do it. Can't do it. D Money said that white lady got paid after that. Yeah, she did. Rusty said, dog got demoted to the dog pound. Yep. Ty said, quote, I can't see without my glasses. Said, nah, woman, you can't see with them on. What you mean? Bars. Gail said, I don't approve of work relations. Yep. Because it ruins everything. It 100% like it's different if you're a couple and y'all work at the same job, like meaning that you guys are already a couple before y'all got the job. That's completely different. It's whatever. I still would not agree on that because if y'all have an argument there, y'all gonna be having an attitude there at the job. Like I said, it's bad for work productivity and also for everybody that's around those two people. Don't nobody got time for that. But yeah, fraternizing. This is why it's frowned upon, and it is not seen as anything positive because it will bring down the house, literally, literally. Ty said, "Sonny, she ain't go to prom. I bet she tried to fight a random girl thinking she was looking at her shadow. Probably." D Money said, "Nah, sneaky links at the workplace is fire this man." See, that's different. But see, that's a whole thing. Like when you're seeing somebody at the job and it's not serious versus it actually being serious. Like I said, it's all bad. Yeah, it was like you trifling. That's crazy. Sonny said, "I just on the gun on me like I'm a zombie from the movie we went to see last month." Yeah, that's crazy. That's great. Oh yeah, I forgot. I did say I was going to sit there in the stream. Yeah, my man. I got caught up reading comments from y'all. But yeah, anyways, much love, respect, and appreciation. Thank y'all for being here and taking time out to listen to it, brother. I will, catch you guys in the next live stream, but I will make sure to upload this video. I probably got to give YouTube some time, I guess, to put the stream up, I guess, because I want the stream to be up. So then if I play the video, that'll be the main thing that y'all get a notification for or whatnot or whatever. But yeah. Sonny was like, "Take us with you." I can't. I can't. I'm probably about to. Am I about to go find something else to eat? I might eat some more crab brain goons. Oh, let me tell you, I probably might read off the box. Matter of fact, I don't got the box because I threw it away. I actually got some crab rangoon. This is just a whole complete, you know, side conversation. Got some crab rangoon that you put directly in the air fryer. It comes frozen, but you put in the air fryer and heat it up for like 8 minutes. Man, it's better than anything that you would get from the Chinese spot. It's beautiful. Tastes great. I don't know who made those, but they that is beautiful work. I'm gonna, I have to get some more of those. I have to get some more. Ty said, "Gail, it's about the thrill." Sonny said, "Crab Rangoon is my favorite animal besides the fried chicken." Yeah, yep, yep. I'm glad you spelled that out because if I tried to type that out right now, it wouldn't be working. It's gonna be all types of errors. I might need Chat GPT to, put me to support me. I done been up since what, like earlier this morning sometime, I think. Yeah, and I'm just rolling off a coffee. I said coffee at this moment. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But yeah, y'all go get some sleep, or some food, all those types of things. Oh, it's a Friday too. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, y'all go out there and order some food. Go make it do what it do. See what's happening directly out there. Don't get into nothing strange for any type of change. Go order some food and have some fun. Uh, Tamara Fletcher, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Ty said crab rangoon is what he would have typed out. Crab rangoose, yeah. Or raccoon, yeah. I'm telling y'all, somewhere it would have been happening. We got typos. Like I said, I am not afraid of the typos. It happens. It is a part of me. But it lets you know at least the content is real and it's not coming from AI. It's no automation here, guys. It's all 100% human and human error. Like I said, it'd be happening like that. So it was like LOL crab raccoon. Sonny said, is it cream cheese? I think it is. I think it's like cream cheese and crab or imitation crab or whatnot, whatever. Like I said, whatever it is, tastes great. Like I said, for me, I'm not allergic to seafood or anything like that, so I can eat either or. It doesn't actually matter. I would actually like to try real crab rangoon, fresh and everything, and see how that actually tastes with actual crab and whatnot, or maybe some lobster or something like that. But yeah, yes indeed, yes indeed. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If anybody just joined into the live stream, my apologies. This is pretty much the end of the world, end of the road. Shout out to Boys of the Men. I said boys of the men, boys of men. You might just have to replay a nice 2 hours, of it. For those who happen to get offended, I don't know what to sit up here and tell them. It be like that sometimes, you know. But what can we do? What can we do? Sonny said, "Crab, lol, ain't no crab in there. More lack." Lord, my I don't know where I'm at. Whatever. This is why you don't stay up and just have coffee. Brain is off at this moment in time. Let me tell you. I'm probably about to go watch some King of the Hill or something. Ty said, "Back to my game I go." All right, but yeah, love y'all. Peace out. Thank y'all for being here. Video is coming up next. Ty said, "You ain't here." Wait, oh, you must be talking about like Grounded or something. I play on well, I don't got Ty is not on Xbox though. I don't think he got Game Pass. So I can't actually add him. So yeah. Yeah. All right, peace out.